Hello and welcome again to Chris's Caribbean Delights, and today happy St. Patty's Day, happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. And as you can see from the ingredients I have on the screen, I am going to be cooking some corned beef and cabbage. So corned beef and cabbage in the slow cooker. So these are my ingredients. You have a corned beef brisket, and this one is like maybe a 2.5 pounds brisket, and I'll show you the preparation for that, the pre-cooked preparation. You can have a whole cabbage or maybe a half of a cabbage. I just have like a 3/4. I'm going to cut that in wedges, some carrots, some Brussels sprouts, which is a cabbage family, a large onion. It's going to be not a conventional a traditional. I'm going to add my own flavors to this. So I'm adding some ginger, I'm adding some garlic, I'm adding some celery, and I'll be adding some mini bell peppers. This is all going to make it look, very pretty in the pot too. But you can also add potatoes along with this, and whatever veggies you have. If it's a ground veggie, and this is my broth, my chicken broth, which I spiced up with some pepper flakes. I have some pepper flakes in there. Go to the pre-prep of the beef brisket, and we'll go from there. So I'm taking the brisket out of packet. It comes with a seasoning packet also in there, which we're going to use later, and I'm going to explain that later. And it sits in a brine in here. So what I usually do, I would rinse this off. Some people say it is more flavor, but I think it's more salt. But I take this out, and if you want, you can trim some of the fat off, which I probably will do. But I'll rinse this off a little before working with it. I just like to rinse this off, and I'll pat it dry. It's a pretty nice piece of thing. And I like the flat. There are two types. It comes in two types. It comes in a point and it comes in flat. I like the flat because it cooks evenly, and you can it's better for slicing when you're going to slice it. So, and it doesn't have as much fat either. So we're going to place this on here on the plate, and I'm going to try to trim some of the fat off. So I'll be back. You can trim as much as the fat as you want off. You can just get the knife under, and then you just run it away from you as you get the fat off. Depending on how much fat you want to get off of here, depending on how much fat it has actually. So I just want to go down just a little, not all the way down to the meat, because you need this fat for moisture and to keep the meat moist and stuff like that. So anyway, so now we're going to assemble this into the crock pot, into the slow cooker, and with our veggies and stuff. So, and just mind your salt. So let's start putting this together. So I would first pat. I just like to pat it dry, get off all that old moisture. As I rinsed it off, I would pat it dry before I put it into the pot, into the slow cooker, into the pot of the slow cooker. So I dry this off, and we place it in the center. Place it in the center of the pot. All right, and then we're going to build our flavors around it. So let's I'm going to start with the onions. I'm going to start with the onions, putting the onions around it. And I think you can develop whatever flavors whatever flavor profile, you know, that you like. I'm going to put some ginger in here, spread that around. We're going to just smash some garlic cloves. Just smash some garlic cloves. And put those garlic cloves also around here. Brussels sprouts. I'm going to put some Brussels sprouts. Maybe I don't want to cut them. Yeah, cut them in half. And so they'll all just cook nice and slow. I'm not going to put them all in right now, because remember, this is going to go for like 6 to 8 hours. I also had a few celery stalks, which I put around here. And now this is the flavoring packet that came with the brisket. So you have in here mustard seeds, coriander seeds. I'm gonna add some more coriander, some caraway seeds. All this gives flavor, and bay leaf and some juniper berries. Juniper berries are in there. So we're gonna just sprinkle this packet all over the meat. All right. I have extra juniper berries, which I'll add, and some more coriander seeds. So let me get just a teaspoon each. So here I have some juniper berries. These are juniper berries, and you can use them. You use them to flavor lots of dishes. You can even use them in mixed drinks and stuff like that. But I'm going to just add a few more juniper berries, some whole ones, not too many. Enhance the flavor. And I have some whole coriander seeds. Add a few more of those to enhance the pot. Okay, so what other flavors you would want? Mindful of your salt, and we'll just pour the broth onto the brisket, and then we're ready. We're done. So remember, the cabbage is going to go in halfway through, along with some more Brussels sprouts and some bell peppers. We're going to put those in the late stage, and so that they can finish wonderfully at the end. So we pour our broth. I'm using 4 cups of chicken broth. You could use beef broth, but I don't have any beef broth, so the next best thing. So 4 cups, we'll just bring it like right up to the sides of the good. Okay. So how good does this look, huh? Wonderful. So I'll just cover this and we move to the slow cooker. So So here we are. My faithful Ninja slow cooker. It's on, I'm going to do this on low. It's going to be for 8 hours. Maybe 6 hours, depending on the size of the meat. It's just 2.5 pounds, so it probably just take maybe 6 hours to get. But you just keep testing it after like 4 or 5 hours. You keep checking it just to make sure that it's cooking through and it's tender. But we'll go for at least 6 hours. So it's on low, and we just leave it, just set it and forget it. So it start counting down already. Anyway, so we'll be back halfway through to place the cabbage in and the rest of vegetables, and we'll test it at that point. So see you then. And I added another depth of flavor, some rosemary, some dried rosemary, which is going to take its time and release that rosemary goodness. So another one of my favorite flavors. So see you in about 4 hours. Well, now guys, we're on the halfway mark. 4 hours have passed. I turned it over and had it sit on the other side for a while, and it's just taking its time, and that the flavors are developing. You can it has a nice aroma in the house. It's doing wonderful. So I'm going to now add the cabbage and the rest of the vegetables and just let them go for the next 4 hours. And once you test it, I think mine is going to take 8 hours, because it's not tender as I want it to be. So another 4 hours and it'll be fine. So let's get the cabbage in there. Just rest the large wedges on the top, just let them sit. The extra Brussels sprouts, some whole mini sweet peppers. That broth would make a wonderful soup, wouldn't it? So, okay. So we'll just cover it and let it go for another 4 hours. And I'll test it. You have to keep testing it to see, just to make sure that it's not too soft or, and it's cooked through. So we're going to cover this and check it in another hour. And I'll be back. So here we are, guys. This is the finished product. This is my my corned beef and cabbage dish that I did for St. Patty's Day. I hope everybody had a wonderful St. Patty's Day, and this was done in the slow cooker. It slices awesomely well. It's wonderful. Okay, this is fantastic. I just love it. Okay, so I hope you guys will try this recipe. It's very easy. It just takes a lot of time. It took about 8 hours, between 7 to 8 hours. What I did, at the 6th hour, I took the vegetables out and I just let the brisket go for another hour and a half, and it came out perfect. So thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be talking to you later. Enjoy. After that wonderfully long wait for the corned beef and cabbage I did in the slow cooker, it's fantastic. It's a great bite. It's nice and juicy, and it's just falling apart. I have some lovely slices. I got some lovely slices. It's wonderful. So, cheers. Bon appetit. How do you say that? Bon appetit. It's wonderful. Awesome. You must try this recipe. It's very simple. It's just, you just set it and forget it. You just do it early in the morning and you're done for dinner. You can do 6 hours, you can do 4 hours, depending on the size of your brisket. So, cheers.